Hi all, welcome back to Java 8 Stream API interview coding series, and this is the fifth question of the series, and the question is remove null values from the list. So here is the expected input 10, null, 20, 30, null, 40, and the expected output is 10, 20, 30, 40. So before we move into the coding section, let's first see the thinking approach. So this is the logic before the code. We have the list of integers 10, null, 20, 30, null, 40. So what we are going to do, we are going to read each element. So first element is 10. Then we are going to check whether that element is not equal to null. So in this case, 10 is not equal to null, which is true. So output will be 10. Then we are going to move to next element. So the next element is null. So we are going to keep only not null element. So now the element is null. So we will skip that element. So the output will be again 10. Now the next element is 20. So 20 not equal to null, which is true, right? So in this case, the updated list will be 10 and 20. So the next element will be 30. So again 30 is not equal to null, which is true. So the output will be 10, 20, 30. So we will go through the end of the list and finally we will get the output as 10, 20, 30, 40. So friends, now let's start with practical session of the video. Here I have created a class called remove null values which contains main method. So inside this main methods, we have list of integer values. Suppose we have 10, null, 20, 30, null and 40. Now let me introduce local variable here. So let's introduce a local variable and rename the variable name as numbers. Now what was our requirement? Our requirement was from this list of integer values, we are going to remove the non-null values. How to do that using Java Stream API? Let's see. So here we have list of integer. First we need to convert it into stream. Why we need to convert it into stream? Because it contains ready-made pipeline methods which we can use in our program. So if you put here dot, you can see lots of pipeline methods are available here. So based on your requirement, you can use this pipeline method. So for our requirement, we are going to use the filter. So filter accepts predicate and predicate is functional interface. Functional interface means it contains single abstract methods. So since it contains single abstract methods, we can use lambda expressions for it. How to use that? Let's see. So inside this filter, we are going to use lambda expression. So we have n. We are going to check the condition here. So number not equal to null. Since it is not equal to null, we are going to collect that element. So here we have a method called collect. Inside that we have collectors class. Inside that collectors class we have toList methods. So these toList methods returns a new list. Let me just try to import this import class. So now let's try to introduce a local variable again and let's try to print the value. So let's try to print the value. If you try to run this program, you are going to get the non-null values list. So let's see. So see, we have got 10, 20, 30, 40. So null values are removed. So this is the approach 1. Now let's see the approach 2. So here we have numbers. First convert it into stream and then use the ready-made pipeline method. So we are going to use filter. Inside filter, we all know, right, we have objects class. So let's first import from package java.util. Inside that object class, there is method called non-null. So this method what it does, it removes the non-null values from the list. So since we got the non-null values now, let's collect that values. So we have a method called collect. It contains class called collectors and collectors class have a method called toList which will return us a new list. Now let's try to introduce local variable again here. So if we try to introduce local variable again and try to print the value, we are going to get the same result. Now let's try to run the application and see the output. So see, again we got the same result. So guys, if you really found this video helpful, please like the video, share the video to your friend circles and subscribe to my channel. I have given complete Java playlist in the description box, and if you have any doubts regarding this video, you can put your doubts in the comment section. So whenever I get free times, I can look into it and solve your queries. Happy learning with Java and see you in the next video.